Thanks for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive. I'm Dave Freilich, and we're taking a look at some of the crime stories that have recently made headlines in our area. The Austin Police Department has mounted a targeted operation to reduce organized shoplifting. Here's more on that story from Fox 7 Austin's Katie Pratt.
A series of coordinated shoplifting blitz operations took place throughout North Austin leading up to Thanksgiving Day. 11 arrests were made and nearly $13,000 worth of stolen merchandise was recovered.
People know that this is the time where, people are out there spending money, they're buying things, and when you buy things, you tend to leave the place.
29-year-old Gonzalo Alvarado was caught shoplifting at a Walmart supercenter on Sunday afternoon. Police also found a stolen firearm in his possession. Alvarado was arrested for theft and unlawfully carrying a weapon by a felon. 20 minutes later, 50-year-old Etta Kelly threatened employees with a taser after hiding unpaid merchandise on her at H-E-B. Kelly was arrested for robbery by threat, a second-degree felony.
It definitely happens a lot more than people think. I think it happens a lot more at bigger stores where there's more space to kind of hide or more space to run.
67-year-old Everett Richardson tried shoplifting at that same Walmart shopping center that Alvarado did about 2.5 hours after. But he also walked away empty-handed. Richardson was taken in for theft and had 2 prior convictions, making it a state jail felony. Then, a 2-for-1 at Lowe's on Monday morning at 11:30. Matthew Bradshaw and Desiree Villegas were both arrested for theft. 1 hour later, it's back to that same Walmart supercenter where Roger Bragg and Brandy Oglesby were both arrested on charges including unlawfully carrying a weapon, felony possession of a controlled substance, and theft.
Do not leave firearms in your vehicles. That is the number one way people tend to get firearms, is when people leave them in their cars. So either leave it at home or keep it on your person.
27-year-old Keandra Nieto was taken into custody for shoplifting at Kohl's a little before 2 on Monday afternoon. Not long after, 29-year-old Dante Lestraps was also arrested for theft at that same Kohl's.
I think it's tough for sure, and everybody has to kind of up their game during the holidays.
Robert Moorhead was caught in the Domain shopping area and taken in on an outstanding warrant for possession of a controlled substance, a second-degree felony. Lastly, John Lopez was arrested at H-E-B for theft and had false identification on him, which is third-degree felony fraud.
Police have recovered the body of an 18-year-old last seen at a campsite in Georgetown. Here's Fox 7 Austin's Jenna King.
We just have to find him.
A mother's worst nightmare has now become a reality. 18-year-old Kenley Bomarito had been camping with a friend at Cedar Park near Lake Georgetown Friday night.
He likes to fish and he likes to hunt and he likes to camp and just be outside.
By Saturday morning, he was reported missing by that friend off of Kenley's phone, according to his mother.
A former classmate of Kenley's, and Kenley hung out with them a few times, after he graduated.
Georgetown police says crews have been searching on land and in the water with a variety of different tools. Kenley's family even making the drive from San Angelo to look for him.
It's the worst nightmare any mother could go through. I don't have words to describe how I feel. Devastated.
Tuesday afternoon, Georgetown PD finding Kenley's body by using underwater sonar. Georgetown PD sending its condolences to Kenley's family and thanking those who took part in the search. As friends and family grieve Kenley's loss, police work to put together the missing pieces.
A man in Cedar Park has been found guilty for his role in a shooting which left 3 officers injured. Back in 2020, Joseph Taylor opened fire on police, leading to an 18-hour hostage situation. Fox 7 Austin's Marco Bittnell has more.
August 16th, 2020, a camera captures police units flying through a Cedar Park neighborhood. Less than 5 minutes later, a flurry of gunfire. The man behind it all, Joseph Taylor, 26 years old at the time. His mother had called the police after he kicked in the door of the home and became violent. When police arrived, Taylor started shooting with more than 50 rounds fired in total, leaving 3 officers injured.
And looked out the window, and here were police cars with their lights going, and he saw a police officer standing there with blood running down his side. And he said, "Oh my gosh, this officer's been shot."
What followed was a multiple-hour standoff with law enforcement, Taylor barricading himself inside the home with his mother and 2 siblings, even live streaming the incident on social media.
I've talked to his family members, and I've told them we want to get this person the help that they need. Our goal here is to resolve it peacefully and not have anybody else getting hurt.
After 18 hours, it did end peacefully, Taylor releasing his brother and sister before walking out with his mother. All 3 Cedar Park officers which were shot survived. Nick Anderson recalls what went through his mind.
Imagine just trying to go help somebody, and next thing you know, you and your friends are shot. So the only thing I could think about personally was, I'm not going to die in the house, and I'm going to get out and be able to see my friends and my family again.
Taylor's mother said her son had mental health issues and was experiencing an episode. That claim was used by Taylor's defense team during trial proceedings, but was denied by a judge who found him criminally responsible for his actions during the standoff. On Tuesday, a judge finding Taylor guilty of 3 charges of aggravated assault on a police officer and 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping. Reporting for Fox 7 Austin News, Marco Bittnell.
The mother of a Texas A&M student who died after the Horns-Aggies game in Austin says things just don't add up. The teen's body was discovered by someone passing by on the street a little before 1 a.m. Saturday morning. Here's more on that story from Fox 7 Austin's Katie Pratt.
A Texas A&M student is found dead on a sidewalk in downtown Austin. The police are saying there's no suspicious circumstances surrounding the 19-year-old's death, leaving everyone with more questions than answers.
We were just like, okay, so what happened?
The Austin Police Department received reports about an unresponsive person outside of the 21 Rio apartments in the West Campus neighborhood on Saturday morning. Officers arrived to find the body of Breonna Aguilera.
We was actually trying to get into the apartment and the whole street was blocked off.
UT student Dana Rodriguez says Aguilera was staying in a unit across the hall from her on the 17th floor.
So were you thinking oh, this is just normal party stuff? Do you hear stuff like that a lot here?
I do, but this was kind of different.
Rodriguez tells us she heard arguing coming from the apartment, which lines up with what Aguilera's mom reportedly found on her daughter's phone. Text messages showing that the teen was fighting with one of the girls she was staying with that weekend.
I heard a lot of running, and then we started hearing screaming and stuff. My parents said that it sounded like, something really bad happened, and that's why we were a little suspicious.
APD states that Aguilera's death is not being investigated as a homicide, but Aguilera's mom says she was afraid of heights and wouldn't jump 17 stories. We asked the people who live there if they think it's possible she fell.
I don't think so, because it's pretty protected, they got the rail covering and everything.
You need a chair or something to kind of leverage yourself. It's here to me, it could have been here for her, so that's why I'm it's just really confusing to me.
No matter how many times investigators say there's no suspected foul play, Aguilera's mother believes something happened to her daughter, and she wants answers.
My condolences to the family. That's something rough that no parent should really have to go through.
Hays County Crimestoppers is asking for information about a man wanted on several warrants. That suspect's identified as Nicholas Andrew Knudsen. We're told he's 6 feet tall, about 280 pounds, with tattoos on both arms, both legs, his back, chest, and head. If you have any information, he has to call Hays County Crimestoppers. The search continues for a professor from North Texas who disappeared 3 weeks ago. Now his family says new search teams are on the ground near the Appalachian Trail. Fox's Alex Boyer has more.
The search for 67-year-old Charles Hosh is entering a new phase. The beloved SMU adjunct law professor, husband and father, has been missing since Veterans Day. On November 24th, officials in Union County, located in northern Georgia, suspended their search, although the case does remain open now with new eyes on it.
Our family would really like to continue still looking for Dad. So what we did was connect with them about 2 really wonderful search and rescue professionals in the area who have outlined. We had a debrief with them this morning.
Julia Hosh says the two new project managers are locals with extensive experience conducting search efforts in the area near the vast Appalachian Trail.
They have outlined new search areas for us and highlighted some that were covered the first time, but maybe worth another look.
Charles Hosh was last seen near the Byron Herbert Reese Trail, descending Blood Mountain. His daughter says he was very familiar with those trails. Julia Hosh says the family has been testing new drone technology that could be useful in this chapter of the search. There's a lot of terrain to cover.
Every time I look at a map, it is just a little bit intimidating by the size of the search area. And so I continue to be grateful for the people who are such experts in this that are helping us make the world that we're searching just a little bit smaller and a little bit more manageable and in pieces. So we're continuing to do this step by step, literally and figuratively, as we continue.
And Julia says that gratitude extends across the country, where folks continue to pray for her dad's discovery.
It is impossible not to be hopeful with this many people working to find Dad.
San Antonio teenagers accused of causing a deadly bus crash over the summer while driving a stolen vehicle. According to investigators, back on July 19th, or in July, I should say, 19-year-old Ethan Gonzalez was driving more than 100 miles per hour in a stolen Camaro. They say he hit a guardrail. That caused him to veer into an 18-wheeler, which then hit a passenger bus traveling from North Texas to Mexico. That bus flipped over, killing 5 people and injuring more than a dozen others. Investigators say after the crash, several people, including Gonzalez, ran. We're told detectives found his DNA in the Camaro, also used his cell phone data to place him at the scene. He's now facing 5 counts of manslaughter with more charges pending. According to Austin police, they're focusing not only on investigations, but also the wellness of their officers after an APD officer was involved in 4 shootings in the line of duty in little more than a year's time. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has more.
In just 15 months, Austin police officer Adam Reinhardt has been at the center of 4 officer-involved shootings, all caught on body camera. In July 2023, officers shot a man armed with a knife after tasers failed to stop him. Then in April, police opened fire on a disturbance call after seeing a man with a gun inside an apartment. That man is now suing the city, claiming excessive force. Just weeks later, another shooting in Northwest Austin after reports of gunfire. And most recently, in September at Cedar Park, a man pulled a gun and shot Officer Reinhardt in the stomach.
I think it is it is about him, it's about the individual, and speaks to his strength and his character and able to come back from that. To go through a few officer-involved shootings is a big deal. And to have an officer that comes back and regularly and continues to do the job and to do the job well.
Behind that recovery, the Austin Police Employee Wellness Program.
They're human. They have emotions. They have families at home. They see things on a day-to-day basis that people don't see their whole life.
Roxana Ortega has been with APD for 15 years. She manages the Employee Wellness Program, helping officers through the emotional aftermath of critical incidents.
Officers witness and are involved in a lot of traumatic events day to day on their shifts, and it can cause a lot of trauma. And so it's important that the department supports them so that they can move forward and help support and protect the community.
After every officer-involved shooting, a peer support officer responds to the scene right away.
And they are with the officer from the time they arrive until the officer goes home.
Within 2 to 3 days, the officer must meet with the staff psychologist, and wellness staff continues to check in over the next several months.
If there's any red flags or if, the officer is still experiencing symptoms from that traumatic event, or if their chain of command is noticing something, there is the opportunity to request an evaluation for fitness for duty.
Ortega says it seems more officers are willing to talk about their mental health these days.
Within the last decade, officers have been more open to receiving mental health services.
While investigations play out, Ortega says APD's focus is twofold: accountability and care.
But just know that wellness is here to follow up offer services that'll help the officer, whether it's physical well-being, mental health well-being, spiritual well-being. We're here to follow up and keep our officers healthy, to keep the city safe.
Officer Reinhardt is still recovering. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch.
And finally, as spending goes up for the holidays, unfortunately, so does scamming. We've heard about the usual toll text scams, but there's some new holiday scams popping up, according to the Better Business Bureau. These holiday apps that allow kids to talk to Santa, those could be malicious. Free apps have ads within them that try to solicit money. Some can put a virus on your phone. If the app doesn't have a privacy policy, you may not want to download it. And scammers are also trying to get in on the demand for advent calendars. If you want one, you should try to buy one as early as possible and buy it from a reputable company.
Just as many millions go out the door for shopping, many thousands get lost on the other side. So it is prime time for cybercrime.
BBB is also reminding people to watch out for AI scams where your voice can be cloned. If you're shopping online, it's always better to use a credit card in case you need to freeze that card. That'll do it for us on the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch YouTube exclusive. Remember, our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel. Also, remember, you can stream all our content and our newscasts on our Fox local apps. They're free to download and available for your phone, as well as connected TV platforms like Roku and Apple TV.